I've been serving Bishop David Carr now through my own church, where he's a pastor, and since 2009 in the Order of St. Leonard. And really the whole thing that's made me a trustee of the charity behind that, and really has drawn me into communion with CEEC, has been that the whole centrality of John 17, verse 21. The world will not know that the Father sent the Son unless we are one. It's as simple as that. And I've been at the vanguard of the work that we've done in East Africa, and the thing that has allowed me to challenge doctrinal, political, tribal difference between 110 different denominations right across East Africa has been that scripture. Because we've been able to go to people and say, look, what is dividing you? If I go into your church and I ask your congregation, what is the doctrine of your church? How many of them can answer? For those of you who are watching this, if I came even to the people who are part of your leadership and asked that question, could they articulate your doctrine? People don't join churches out of doctrine. They join churches out of receiving unconditional love. And so, that's always been my message, to go and just present the love of the Father. And we need to set aside the things that create differences, and we need to love one another. How can we love the world if we don't love one another? Jesus makes it clear, by this you will be known that you love one another. And I guess part of the thing for me in Convergence is, a lot of people look at the liturgical and they look at the sacramental, and somehow in the background I come from, the Pentecostal background, it feels like maybe that's a retrograde step. And what we're trying to say is, look, no, this is just about the incredible diversity of God. And I guess I might be 57, but I like to think of myself as a young 57, and I've been dragged kicking and screaming into the technological age. And someone asked me today, what version of the Bible do I use? And this is my Bible, and I'm using iPad. I've got 48 English versions of the Bible on here. And I need to be able to speak in a language that communicates itself to people. And so I can be amongst theologians and they quote the Greek. Guess what? In 2 clicks I can have Strong's Concordance on my iPad. I don't have to feel somehow I'm alienated from their conversation. And we're encouraging our congregations to get back into the depth of the Word, to get into reading the Word every day. We have got hundreds of young people in our church who now are subscribed onto YouVersion on their mobile phones. They are reading scripture every day. They are tweeting each other with the scripture that has really communicated with them, and the gospel is getting out there. And it's even on this conference we're sitting at the moment, I've tweeted out some of the gems that have dropped in this conference. It means it isn't just restricted to the people in this room. Thousands upon thousands of people have read it, retweeted it, sent it on. My bishop's the same. He's on Facebook, he's on Twitter. Folks, we are meant to be spreading the good news of the gospel. And so, whether you're from the charismatic background, or from the liturgical background, or an evangelical background, the bottom line is that we are meant to go and make disciples. And there has never been a better time in history to share the gospel, because we have the communication tools to get out there. Just getting back to the technology, I'm sitting in a room full of people here who are from right across the world and from different cultures. We have people from South Sudan, we've had people from Cuba, we've got people from Europe, we've got people from South America, we've got people from America. And folks, we're not going to be sending a carrier pigeon to one another. you know, straight away I can connect with them because I've got their email, I've got their website. And more importantly, as we're sharing the work that we're doing, you know, we've been sharing DVD, we've been sharing video, we've got the opportunity to say, hey, hang on a minute, that's a piece of work that is similar to something I'm doing. I've already picked up 4 contacts in this conference that are going to save me a whole load of work because they're already doing something similar. And so, you know, it's connecting people, it's giving people the opportunity to share. If one of your problems is limited resources, don't go and reinvent the wheel. Let's use what we've got. The beauty of the communion is that there is so much talent just in this room, the inspiration we have had from hearing the different stories of the people here. But we can learn from each other, we can use each other's resources. You know, that has been the beauty, I guess, of a conference like this, to be surrounded by people who are doing such a diversity of work, but things that we can learn from, things we can apply to our own situations. And that's the strength of the communion. You know, the body is greater than the sum of the parts. Okay? Right.